Hello, YouTube family. I know I haven't been posting enough, but I've been looking at a lot of different things. As you can see, the title of this is "Finding Your Focus." You know, I don't know about you, but with me, a lot of times I get involved in so many different things. Uh, my wife wants me to do one thing. My clients have their needs, and of course, got to satisfy your clients. That's where your money is. But more importantly, by doing a service that's valuable to the client, they'll tend to appreciate it. But don't just overpromise and underdeliver. Do the opposite. But that's not what I'm talking about today. Today, I want to talk about finding your focus. Sometimes it's hard because you get pulled in so many different directions. Uh, Going to, you go to a job working for an employer, he or she wants what they want. Your spouse wants something else. If you have children, they have demands on you as well. And then of course you have your friends, your community, your outside interests. Everybody wants a piece of you, and it gets overwhelming at times. Some people use it as an excuse to claim a quote unquote mental illness. Now, I'm not saying mental illness isn't a legitimate problem. A lot of people are mentally ill. In fact, it's very hard to find someone who isn't in one way or another. But for anybody who's somewhat normal, whatever that means, we tend to find ourselves basically overwhelmed by all the responsibilities we have, whether it be domestic responsibilities in and around the house, whether it be, and I know my home isn't the most neat place in the world, but all things considered, everything is where it's supposed to be. What is so mind boggling about this is that by the way, just as a side note, if you like what you see and you want to hear more, be alerted, press the subscribe button. And this way, anytime I get another idea, by all means, you'll be able to get notified of it once it comes out. What what is it how do you handle all this overwhelm, especially for you business owners? You you obviously you need to provide the service, or provide whatever your service or product is. If you own a store, you gotta keep it open consistently so that customers will know when you're open and come in, and keep it clean and keep the shelves well stocked as best you can. Service, obviously, perform top notch service, but more importantly, you gotta. But if you get overwhelmed by all the details, you need to be able to delegate these some of these tasks to somebody else. In the show notes, I'm going to show you. I'm going to have some links to places that you can go to help delegate some of the responsibilities, like, and I'll have more of those in the show notes for that, where you can have your marketing done through one organization. You can set up your your bookkeeping in another. Just do yourself a favor. Don't get so overwhelmed that you have to resort to, uh, let's just say, less than reputable financing. I've known business owners that go into some of those high cost cash advances that where they wind up spending 40, 60, 80% on the financing, and they wind up going, they wind up going bankrupt because they needed money right away, and the payback is murder. But I digress. The One of the things you want to do is you want to find a inexpensive way to delegate certain responsibilities, so you don't. So basically, you can have more time for yourself. That's on a business level. Now, what about? I mean, and do what is most productive and in your business the way you need to do it, not do somebody else's road. I mean, yes, I have programs that I suggest for my clients, but it's not always. But like I say, you got to do what's right for you, and everything. And my programs are adjustable, but I'm not going to. But I'm not here to promote me. I'm here to basically promote you. Now, what does that mean? It means that we all have our strengths and we all have ways to get ourselves to the point where we're, I'd say, most efficient. Make the most efficient use of your time. If you're an accountant, find find a way to promote your accounting practice, and of course do your continuing ed classes in accounting and finance, and more importantly, concentrate on serving your clients, helping them to reduce their taxes and whatever other things that you do as an accountant to keep your clients happy and in compliance with what they need to be in compliance with. Lawyers, same thing. You have to build up your billable hours, but make sure that you're giving your clients value for those billable hours. I know lawyers get a bad rap, but there are some good lawyers out there that really do care for their clients. I was thankful that I had one. I'm not going to mention names, but when my mom's estate was being settled, I had a decent lawyer that was able to get things done and get things done in a fairly timely way. What about uh, there's so many of course billing and marketing and things like that. All these things can be delegated. There are certain companies, certain places you can go, and I'll have, as I said in the show notes, I'll have links to those where you can literally streamline your time so you can concentrate on what is most effective for you. In this case, promoting your business, dealing with your clients without having to get a headache working in your business instead of on your business. What else? Well, they say work smarter, not harder. Now, what else is there? Also, there was a book about this book on sales that I read some years back from a mentor of mine when I worked at Life Alert. He gave me this book and it talked about things that didn't even seem related to sales, but talked about exercise, pumping up your, and doing things like parking farther away so you have more walking towards the, have more of a walk towards your desk so that your blood pumps up and you're able to be more animated. It worked. Sometimes when you hear something that doesn't seem to make a lot of logical sense, do it anyway. Sometimes what makes the least sense is actually going to give you the best bang for your buck. Now, like I say, it's so much going on, it's not even funny. Now, you notice I didn't mention anything about the Bible or even health issues per se, but I have other areas where I talk about, where I concentrate on health issues, where you can actually look for ways to up your energy, cut your uh, fat down, drop whatever weight you have, and of course, feel better and not take things so seriously. There are too many times we get worked up over things that are really not that important. But nonetheless, as the rabbi at my brother's wedding many years ago said, when you ever find yourself getting upset about it, ask yourself, does it matter profoundly? Most of the time it doesn't. So unless you really enjoy your recreational anger, don't make a big deal out of too many things. Sometimes you just have to chill out. Anyway, it's Sunday. Should go for a spiritual Sunday, so I'm going to throw in something from the Bible, and that gets into the story of Joseph. Everybody knows the story of Joseph. He was hated by his brothers because of his dreams, and he was favored by his father, which is another thing that caused a lot of friction. They sold him into slavery. He rose up in the ranks and became a viceroy of Egypt, and actually saved his family and forgave his brothers for what they did. Point of the matter, I mean, that's a very Reader's Digest version. But a lot of times when people slight you, they don't know any better. So my feeling is that when someone slights me, I feel more pity on them than anything else. But that's me. All I can say is stay productive, stay positive, and stay powerful. As my theme is, release your powerful self. We are all infinitely powerful. We just have to find the power inside us. As Tony Robbins wrote, awaken the giant within. We all have that sleeping giant. Wake it up. Do what you don't think you can. Step out of your comfort zone and go for it. Till next time, find your power, find your peace, and unleash your powerful self.